Raising grow lights, formerly a pain, but not anymore with this easy to use and actually cheap tool. That's what this one's all about. Stay tuned because it's coming up. The type of setup you see right here, this is my common nursery setup. It's just coated steel shelving, the 5 or 6 shelf models, what I like to use. I have mine on casters to move them around, and I just use normal 48-inch fluorescent lights as my go-to grow lights, although I am slowly switching to LEDs, but these are the old-fashioned kind with the tubes. Nothing special on the tubes. I think they're just a cool white bulb. They're not any sort of special grow bulb in there. One thing that's always been cumbersome and difficult on this has been raising and lowering the height of the light as the plants grow. When the plants are starting out and they're real small, you want the light down really low. When you want to raise it as they get bigger, it's always been tough. What I've used for that in the past has always just been a chain, and I'm simply wrapping the chain around the frame of the shelving itself to use and adjust the height. And it's really difficult to do, especially if you have multiple sets of cell trays all stacked up in here. Space is tight. Sometimes the cell trays are on top of the chain, so you got to lift them up. It's cumbersome, so I've long looked for a solution, and I have found the solution. Now, this solution's existed for a while, but it's always been something that has been expensive for me, or at least when I've looked. It's just a simple ratchet system. And recently, while digging around Amazon and looking at something that I wish listed a long time ago, I found these really cheap. So what exactly are these things? These are the Vivo Sun adjustable heavy-duty ratchet hangers with 8 feet of line capable of holding 75 pounds per unit, ratcheting up at 1/8 inch increments. I got a box of these, 6 of them for $19.99. They come in a 6-pack on Amazon, shipped for free with Prime for $19.99. That's $3.33 a pair. That's pretty cheap, a lot cheaper than what I've gotten in the past. So what does it look like when you get a box of these things? Well, they end up showing up. They look just like this, and there's a pair in each pack. You get 6 of these. So all in, at the end of the day, 6 of these for $19.99 shipped. I like it, and for the ease it's gonna save me, awesome. They will last forever. I don't anticipate these ever breaking, so I expect to have them until I die or until somebody steals them. But barring that, I'm liking this investment so far. How does it actually work? The devices themselves are pretty brilliant in terms of the way that they're constructed. Just a simple carabiner clip on each end. It makes it easy to use. There's 8 feet of rope in here. I'll get into the metrics of it later. All you do is you clip one end onto your support structure. The next end would go on the light itself, and you have this little lever here that lets line out. When you want to raise the light, pull it and it clicks up 1/8 of an inch at a time. To lower it again, you just release the lever, and we are ratcheting our way up 1/8 inch increments. Brilliant. This is going to make everything so easy because you never have to touch this. This cord's always hanging out of the way. It doesn't matter what's sitting on top of here. It's not going to stop you from ratcheting your way higher or letting line out to go lower. I love the system. In terms of the system, here's what we have. Pretty simple and pretty brilliant. You have 2 carabiners that are just the quick clip carabiners that you see everywhere these days that you would clip onto your surfaces. You have this rope. There's actually 8 feet of rope here. Each one of these units can hold 75 pounds. A pair can hold 150 pounds. And then you have this release lever, which lets line out of the system. Here's how it would work. You would clip this end onto your structure, this end onto your light, or whatever else it is that you're trying to hang. And then when you want to raise it up, you just simply pull, and it ratchets up in 1/8 inch increments, each ratchet click. Now when it does that, it's a ratchet, so it's locking itself down, making it easy. When you want to let line out, it's pretty simple. You just click that little lever there, pull it up, and gravity, or you can just pull extra line out and let out as much as you want. Easy to use, simple, low tech, and makes a lot of sense. How do these actually work? Pretty simple. In the old style chain setup, I would just have a chain attached to the light, which I use to raise and lower. So what I'll do is I'll release the chain itself, and to attach the chain to the light fixture, I simply use a cable tie. What you do is you clip one end, the loose end attached to the string, to the light itself, and the next end that's attached to the ratchet itself to your structure, and you're all set. Now, one disadvantage, or one thing that may be a negative in this system, is fully reeled up as far as it'll go, as tight as it'll go, still gives you about 6 inches or 6.5 inches of total height. So you're losing this much shelf space with it ratcheted up. My solution to that would be simply just clip it onto the shelf above. You get more than enough line in here with 8 feet to go up 1 extra shelf. So when you do that, now you can actually raise this thing up all the way so it's flush with your shelf. You're not losing any shelf space. If you want a lower line, just make sure you're grabbing it, because gravity's gonna want to pull it down, and you're all set. But I love the idea of being able to just incrementally ratchet that thing up 1/8 of an inch at a time, and something about that ratchet sound is just really cool. Now I'll do it on the other end, and I'll put a seedling tray under here just so you can see how it works on a big scale. Here we are with an actual seed tray under there, and the beauty of this is you can lower it as close to that seed tray as you want. So I'll lower it there, I'll go around to the other side. So now we're pretty low. The plants are almost touching it. Let's say you're using this height for initial germination. The plants grow up into the light, and you want to just start ratcheting it up to have the plants chase the light so they don't get too leggy, and you can just raise it slowly up. I love this system. Between the chain and using blocking material like bricks under here before to actually raise the tray off the shelf, this is a game changer for $3 per pair. So I'm gonna need actually $6 into a shelf because I use 2 grow lights per shelf. I like it. The hassle, the time it's gonna save me is well worth it. And again, this is something that I only need to buy once. It should last forever. These are never gonna break. They're inside, they're not getting UV on them. They shouldn't degrade. I love the idea of it. There it is, the VivoSun 1/8 of an inch rope ratchet hangers, 2 per pair, 6 pairs for $19.99 on Amazon, link below. I love these things, I love the idea of them. They are going to make life a lot easier and frustration free for me. If you're doing a lot of seedlings, or if you're raising grow lights a bunch for whatever it is that you happen to be growing, seedlings or some other crop, then these things are handy, and this is one of the better prices I've found out there at 6 pair for $19.99. So check them out. Thanks for watching this one. I hope it helps. Until next time, be nice, be thankful, and do the work.